In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set up a Google Ads campaign from scratch the right way. I'll walk you through the whole process step by step, so by the end of this video, you'll be able to launch your first campaign. For those of you who don't know me, I've spent the last 10 years working in paid ads, both agency side and as a freelancer. So I'll show you only what you actually need to launch your Google Ads campaign without wasting your budget or making common beginner mistakes, especially since Google Ads has changed a lot. Alright, let's rock and roll. First, you'll need a Google Ads account. If you don't have one yet, search for Google Ads and open the official website. Click Start Now or Login using your Gmail account. The whole process only takes a few minutes and is very straightforward. So continue using just dummy data like placeholder information. You'll delete this initial campaign later anyways. The only goal is to complete the setup so you can access the main dashboard. Alright, so once you are on the campaign page, click the blue button. This will take you to the setup for a new campaign. Ignore the campaign objectives for now and select Create a campaign without guidance. This lets you see all the available campaign types and gives you more control over the setup. So let me quickly walk through what each one does. It'll take a minute and it'll make the rest of this a lot easier. So number one is search. Search campaigns are the text ads at the top of Google. They also have sponsor label on them. Performance Max is Google's most automated option. You give it your budget, images, videos, text, and it runs your ads everywhere at once, including search, shopping, YouTube, Gmail, Maps. It sounds great, but you give up most of the control and you can't see much of what's happening behind the scenes. Demand Gen is for visual ads on YouTube, Gmail, Discover, Maps, and the Google Display Network. The difference here is that nobody is searching for you. You are showing up while they are scrolling, like Facebook ads. Display campaigns are the images and banners ads you see on websites and apps. One thing to know is that Google has been moving display campaigns into Demand Gen. So depending on when you are watching, you might not see display as its own option anymore. Also, for retargeting, you use display campaign. Shopping campaigns are for e-commerce. These are the product ads with the photo, title, price, and store name that show up when you search for something to buy. If you are selling physical products, this is where you'll eventually spend most of your budget. Video campaigns are your YouTube ads, including the ads that play before or during a video. App campaigns do exactly what they sound like. They promote an app and encourage people to install it. For this tutorial, we are going to choose search. It's a good starting point for most businesses because it allows you to reach people who are actively searching for what you offer. Next, give your campaign a clear name. Next, you'll see a section about conversion goals. Google is asking which actions it should optimize for. This is where conversion tracking matters. If you are selling something on your website, you'll want a conversion setup that fires when someone completes a purchase or submit a form. That's the signal Google uses to find more buyers. Without conversion tracking, Google won't know which clicks resulted in a lead or a sale. You also won't have a clear way to measure how well your ads are performing. I'm not going to cover the full conversion tracking setup in this video. There are quite a few important details involved, so I'll cover the full setup in a separate tutorial. Alright, click Continue, enter your website, select Website Visitors, and then click Continue again. Alright, so for bidding, select Maximize Conversions. This option is a great starting point for both lead generation and e-commerce. Once the campaigns has generated enough conversions, you can switch from Maximize Conversions to Target CPA for lead generation businesses. If it's e-commerce, you switch to from Maximize Conversions to Maximize Conversion Value, and manual bidding is mainly used when you need tight control over expensive keywords or brand campaigns. So you don't need to worry about it for now. Only bid for new customers. You don't need to worry about this option here. Keep it unchecked when you have enough conversion data. So this is when you start optimizing for bidding for new customers. So this way you'll have one campaign that is searching for new customers, another campaign that works with your bottom of the funnel, which is your existing customers or the ones who already know you or who visited your website. So this option is you will use this option only later, once you have sales, leads, once you have data. For now, you don't need this. Uncheck Google Search Partners and the Google Display and Google Display Network. For this first campaign, keep both options turned off so your traffic stays focused on Google Search, so they don't mix together. I never use this two options. It brings so much irrelevant clicks, it's so much irrelevant traffic. Next, select only the locations your business serves. For example, if you run a cleaning company in Seattle, don't target the entire United States. For e-commerce businesses that ships nationwide, targeting the entire country makes sense. You'll also see two location options. The first targets people who are in your selected location or have shown interest in it. Don't use this option in the beginning because it may bring irrelevant clicks from people outside the area you serve. Instead, choose presence, people in or regularly in your included locations. In other words, you target only people in that particular location. We're going to use English here. Next, I'm not going to do any political EU ads. Observations let you add selected audiences without restricting who can see your ads. You'll then be able to compare how those audiences perform in your report. So it's mostly for reporting. So if you use targeting options and you select a few audiences, your ads will be shown only to those few audiences. So that's the difference. Both options are useful for future testings, but you don't need to select anything here yet. So you need some conversion data in order to start testing your audiences. For now, just keep it as is, and let's go to see what else we have here. Next, click more settings. Keep everything unchanged for now. And let me go over a few settings here. For ad rotation, keep optimize, prefer best performing ads selected. Google will give more impressions to the ads it predicts are the most likely to generate conversions. Ad schedule. The ad schedule setting lets you tell Google when you want your ads to appear. For example, if your business is open only from Monday to Friday, you can select those days here and your ads won't appear outside that schedule. For testing purposes, let's select Monday to Friday. Also, start and end dates. I don't use that because you can always pause your campaign, so you don't need to worry about this setting now. Campaign URL options here. This is what you need if you have meta ads in different platforms. So you use UTM parameters here, so you see which clicks are coming from what platform. So it's more for reporting, but if you don't have multiple sources, multiple channels, you don't need to worry about this option here. For page feeds, actually this one is not so useful here since we don't use AI Max, and this option works best for PMax campaigns, so don't worry about it because it's a search campaign. We'll specify the URL later in the ads, so this option, leave it as is. It doesn't do anything here. Keep it as is. So, and then click next. Keep AI Max turned off. It will generate, so what it does, it generates ad copies, assets, which is not what we want at the beginning. You can run it as a separate test later to see how it performs, but for now we're going to ignore it. At this stage, you want as much control over your ads as possible, so leave it disabled and skip the automated keyword and asset generation options. click continue and make sure your website is displayed correctly, and then click skip when Google asks you to generate assets. These keywords are added as a broad match keywords. There are three main match types: broad, phrase, and exact. Exact match gives you the most control because your ads are shown for searches that are very close to the keywords you selected, or it's the same keyword. Phrase match, it lets your ads appear for more variations while still keeping the search connected to the meaning of your keyword. Broad match gives Google the most freedom. It works best once your account has enough conversion data, since Google can use that data to find other relevant searches, but never start with the broad match. Always start with the exact match. So this is the final URL I'm gonna use for this. Let's assume I'm selling coffee machines. So I already know my keywords, but you can find all the keywords in the keywords planner in Google Ads. So this one is coffee machines near me. So this is the broad match keyword. So I would use exact match here. This is the final URL. So this is where all the traffic is being sent to. You can also add here coffee machines, for example. So this is how you start filling out all the information. So since I'm targeting keyword coffee machine near me, so I'll use that as the first. Coffee machines near you. Same day delivery. Order now. So be more specific, use the numbers, they works best. Also use descriptions here, but I'm gonna just put some dummy data. You should also add as many useful ad assets as possible. For most businesses, I always use site links, callouts, images, videos, and structured snippets. So those are the most important ones. And if you can use the prices and the phone numbers and whatever you can fill out, that's the more you fill out, the more fields you fill out, the better. You can show prices and add price assets. So this is how you can filter out the traffic. Once everything is added, click Done and move to the budget section. I recommend using an average daily budget instead of campaign total budget. Sometimes Google spend more on certain days, sometimes less, so eventually by the end of the month it'll be the same amount. So for example, if you spend like $10 a day, so by the end of the month it's going to be how much, like $300. Review the campaign one last time and make sure all the settings look correct. Once you're ready, click Publish Campaign. You may also see a recommendation to set up conversion tracking. So if you've done that, click Close. Your campaign has now been published. To change any of the campaign settings, click the gear icon next to the campaign. You can also update the daily budget directly from the campaign view. I hope you made it to the end. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. See ya.